Hello and welcome to At Home with Anita Rosner. Recently at the farmer's market, I saw a display of the prettiest plums. They were so gorgeous, all different colors. And I thought to myself, what could I make that would really feature how beautiful this fruit is? So today we are going to make a French dessert. It's a classic, but we're giving it a twist. We're making Plum Clafouti. So as I mentioned, clafouti is a traditional French dessert. It's a classic. However, it is traditionally made with cherries. So we're going to make it with plums just to give it a little spin, and because these plums were so pretty. It's very simple. There aren't a lot of ingredients, and the hardest part about it is just slicing and pitting the fruit, which I've already done. So this is going to go by pretty quickly. So here's what you'll need. You need about a pound of plums, 1 cup of milk, half a cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 4 eggs, 3 tablespoons of butter that have been melted and brought to room temperature, and just to give it a little zing, we're going to use 3 tablespoons of Calvados. My oven is preheating to 400. To begin, we are going to butter a baking dish. I'm using a 2-quart casserole dish. I'm going to butter it generously because you know the French love their butter. Yes, they do. All right, that looks pretty good. And then we're just going to sprinkle a little of the sugar in here and coat the dish with the sugar, just like you would do if you were flouring a cake pan. Okay, so that is prepared, and we can now put in our fruit. What's going to happen is the custardy mixture is going to nestle itself in between the plums, and they will be peeking out on top. So all I've done is cut these in half and take out the pits. And really, that is the hardest part about it. The French, when they make the sour cherry clafouti, they don't even bother to take the pits out. They just say, watch for the pits. But if you want to make it with cherries, what I would recommend is you just buy a nice bag of frozen cherries that are pitted, let them thaw, and use that. So that would be even easier to make than this. So our fruit is in a single layer in the bottom of our baking dish. And now we'll just set this aside. And now we're just going to take everything else and put it in the bowl of a blender. We'll start with the milk. Our butter, and honestly, it doesn't even matter what order you put these in. Flour, sugar, our vanilla extract. I'm using vanilla paste as usual because I like it better. Our Calvados, and you can skip the Calvados if you want. That is entirely up to you. It is optional. Put in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 4 eggs. Now when I whip this in the blender, I'm not going to use a very high speed because I don't want it to get frothy, which can sometimes happen when you do it on a very high speed. We just want to make sure that it's well blended. All right, let's take it for a spin. Not too frothy. That looks good. We'll bring back the star of the show. And now you just pour it on top. That's all there is to it. Okay. Now we're just going to put this in the oven for 35 to 45 minutes. What's going to happen is the custard is going to puff up and become golden brown. That's how you know it's ready. And you'll give it a little jiggle. And as long as it doesn't look watery, you're good to go. So let's put this in the oven. Look at this gorgeous, buttery, oh, it's beautiful. It smells so good. All right, it's puffed up, and as it cools, it's gonna deflate a little bit. So we're gonna let it cool, and then we're gonna garnish it with a little powdered sugar. So as you can see, our clafouti, it's still pretty hot, has deflated. It's really gorgeous. Not that it could be any prettier, but you want to just sprinkle it with a little powdered sugar. And that is spectacular. You can slice it like a pie, or you can scoop it out. It's great with a little ice cream or whipped cream, and you want to serve it warm or room temperature. I wouldn't serve it cold. If you're invited to a party and they ask you to bring dessert and you show up with this, you will be a rock star. I highly recommend. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Become a subscriber and leave a comment for me. I love to hear from you. Join me again next time here at Home with Anita Rosner. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.